Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. We're continuing to work through my workbook, Taming the Toxic Workplace, which is available on Amazon.com or DebHollandLCSW.com. And we're still working our way through the 5 categories of troubled coworkers or leaders, and today is number 4, drama stagers. Now I promised you guys some fun today, and short of breaking out a tap dance routine, we're going to have that fun. Drama stagers, these are the true crazy-making situations in any work environment. And the work of Dr. Alan Godwin, he's the one, he has a different name for these folks, but he very eloquently started this conversation about drama stagers and who they are, why they do what they do, and how they impact it. Not so much focused on work environments necessarily, that's my specialty. He's focused on personal relationships and marriages and homes and families. So his work is awesome. I highly recommend it. You can look him up. It's Dr. Alan, Godwin, just like it sounds. He is an awesome resource for this really specific topic. So what are drama stagers? These are in fact the people that we refer to as the drama queens, or and some people like to refer to some of them as drama kings. So drama person, whoever it is, let's talk about the dynamics. Why do they get that name? It's because they treat work like a stage so that they can act out their moods and their whims and their problems in life, and they treat work like a theater. So they show up daily and they have an agenda for that day, and they go to work to get their needs met inappropriately, and they cause all kinds of chaos and destruction in the work environment. They have an agenda to gain an advantage. That's always, always, always at the root of what a drama stager is about. They have an agenda to gain an advantage. Okay, now, if you stop right there, for normal people, that would be called ambition. And ambition is healthy and good. At least there's on a scale of 1 to 10, you can bump up your ambition to about an 8 and still be in pretty good shape, still be pretty balanced in your life. But here's the part for drama stagers that twists it from a normal person to something that's not just very unhealthy, but often completely pathological, and that is they want to gain that advantage at the expense of other people. Okay, that's not ambition. That's being a drama stager. That's having something seriously wrong personality-wise, emotionally, mentally, whatever the case may be for that person. But the catch-all phrase drama stager is going to cover this category of individuals for us today. They choose to act in destructive ways. Okay, that's really key. So if you're talking about ambition and you're talking about gaining an advantage, well, some people tip that over into sometimes getting pressured to, or sliding into, or slipping into making bad decisions that the result is being destructive. If they had been thinking, they never would have done it. They realized they pushed it too far. They didn't mean to hurt anybody. We've seen lots and lots of stories on the news about corporate executives who got tempted over here, pressured over there, and they really kind of went with the flow rather than thinking for themselves, and so they pushed their ambition to an extreme degree. It caused destruction, and they and other people paid the price. All right, so that's a very important counterpoint to explain what we're talking about with drama stagers. Drama stagers choose to act in destructive ways. Okay, that means it's premeditated. They have thought it through. They have decided that they want X from this situation, and this is the way that they're going to accomplish that. And there's all kinds of maneuvering that they do to try and achieve the result that they want, again, to gain an advantage at the expense of others. And they're after the benefits it provides them. I've known a number of drama stagers in my life, and sometimes they want attention. Sometimes they want to be validated for a particular story that they're telling themselves about their life. Sometimes they just simply want to feel powerful. These are the folks who will brag to other groups of people about how they deliberately try and get people in trouble, and they'll make stuff up about them, and they'll create all this chaos between people. They'll cause a conflict between these two folks over here where absolutely no conflict existed before, and in fact the people probably got along well. So this, again, the real crazy-making types of things that a normal person just looks at and they just say, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would someone do that? Generally, that's one of your first signs you're dealing with a drama stager, is when the behavior makes absolutely no sense. Even given the other topics we've covered so far, addiction, mental health, and criminal activity, that things are still just not quite fitting. There's something wrong with this individual. People take a really wide berth. It only takes a couple crazy interactions for the person to say, that's it, I don't want anything more to do with this individual. That's generally a sign that you're dealing with a drama stager, not someone who has an acute issue or an issue that they can overcome by realizing that it's there and working hard to work through that difficulty in their life. These people get a lot out of their bad behavior, and they are very aware of it. They consciously choose it, and they do not want to give it up because it gives them too many benefits. Another aspect of drama stagers that is almost always present is that they have a very inflexible narrative about themselves, about life, about the world. Very inflexible. And so they constantly is a key concept here. Scan constantly. Scan for threats, challenges, or perceived violations of that narrative. So say you've got somebody at work that has narrative in their head that they are the smartest person in any room. Okay? And doesn't matter what their IQ is, doesn't matter if they work with a bunch of Einsteins, just doesn't matter. In their mind, regardless of what room they are in, they're the smartest person in the room. So here's how a drama stager plays out. So you've got this person in the room, you guys are going to have a group meeting, and somebody over here asked the self-appointed smartest person in the room a question. That makes that person feel embarrassed that they don't know, and they generally will perceive it as more than that. They will perceive it as a personal attack. That the individual asking the question is trying to make them look stupid, rather than just simply trying to get information, which is, of course, what meetings at work are all about. So when you have this person over here, and their rigid narrative says, I'm smart, and this person over here very innocently asks a question about information, the drama stager will take that question, and as it shows up from over here to over here, they will twist it and manipulate it and perceive it as a violation of their narrative, as a challenge to this superiority, and they will then attack this innocent person over here with a ferociousness that startles everyone. That's how you recognize a drama stager. Things are very out of proportion to what's actually going on, even for circumstances in which any of us can lose our patience, in which some folks end up losing their cool. It's not a situation where you can say, well, I could see how that person had, a really kind of bad reaction there because the situation was really tense. Things were getting pretty heated. They felt backed in a corner. It doesn't mean that people acting out in meetings ever is okay. It's just simply to draw a comparison to, if you can explain whether it makes sense or you agree with it or not, if you can explain easily, yeah, well, that person kind of snapped back at this person because they were having a heated exchange, versus innocent question, ferocious response. If you're able to discern between those things, you're well on your way to figuring out whether or not you're working with one or more drama stagers, and God help you if you've got more than one, because then they will reinforce each other's narratives and they will work together, and it will just absolutely destroy the work environment. So what are some signs other than what we've talked about so far? They are conflict instigators. Conflict doesn't just arrive on their doorstep. It's not just, an interaction that went awry or a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. They are instigators. They choose to generate conflict, and they take conflict like this ball of hostility, and they throw it out into the work environment and sit back and enjoy seeing the impact that has. They enjoy causing pain and suffering to other people, many of them. It's a very serious thing to try and deal with this, and we'll get to strategies for dealing with it a little bit later on, but these are the most difficult kinds of situations to work through. They generate the drama, again, just like they instigate the conflict. It's not a person who suddenly becomes caught in an interaction where their usual good skills fail them and they revert back to some sort of old behavior that's not real helpful in the work environment. This is these people deliberately, again, send out drama and sit back and enjoy watching the show. That's what they do, drama stagers. And the other thing that they do is they manipulate people. It's not just that they have a hard time getting along with people, it's that they deliberately manipulate them, again, to gain an advantage at their expense. They will engineer entire elaborate scenarios so that they can accomplish whatever it is that they're trying to get. Attention, affection, validation, you name it. They will take, drama stagers will take any normal human need that any of us have, and they will set about trying to accomplish it in such a warped, twisted way that it just absolutely devastates the work environment. So, more at another time about how to deal with these folks. Again, I want to say really clearly, doesn't mean they're bad people. We're not here to judge or condemn them. We're not here to diagnose them. We're trying to figure out crazy disruptive behavior over here. Where is the root? Because the root determines the strategy for handling it to make your life better, and leaders to make life for your team better. I look forward to seeing you next time. We'll go over the fifth and final category, immaturity. That's going to be a fun one too. So in the meantime, come and join me on my website, debhollandlcsw.com, and I'd love to have you connect with me on Facebook at Deb Holland PhD. I'll look forward to seeing you soon.